He's family-friendly, work-friendly, and just an overall great guy. He's not afraid to speak his mind and will provide you with that extra burst to make it through your workday.
Welcome to the afternoon show with Taylor King on the X, Real Rock Variety.
Yes, hello, and welcome once again to the afternoon show blog. My name is Taylor King. Did I just call it a blog? I meant vlog. Here to take you through everything that you might have missed on the afternoon show today, including the Day in Rock Report, Celebrity Sleeves, This Day in Rock and Roll History, and much, much more. So what do you say we get it started with the Day in Rock Report from antimusic.com, and I realize that I'm kind of doubly introducing this right now.
Keeping you up to date on what your favorite or maybe not so favorite artists are doing, it's the Day in Rock Report.
Do it live!
With Taylor King on the X.
Take it away.
Today's quick roundup of the top rock news stories from across the web from antimusic.com. In Ozzy Osbourne's health column for Britain's Sunday Times magazine, he writes, "Funnily enough, in the 1980s I used to cure athlete's foot by pouring cocaine on my toes. They cut the stuff with so much foot powder back then, it was the best treatment you could find if you had an outbreak on the road. The only problem was the price, which was around $3,000 a toe." $3,000 a toe? Wow. Seriously, that is insane. Soundgarden played a special secret show on Monday night at Activision's exclusive launch event for Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock at the Paramount Studios backlot in Los Angeles, California. You can go to roadrunnerrecords.com for video. Neon Nights, 30 Years of Heaven and Hell, live at Wacken, will be released on CD and DVD via Eagle Records in North America on November 16th. Columbia Music Entertainment Japan will release the set on CD on November 10th. Metal Injection has an exclusive first listen stream of Halford's new single, Undisputed, which comes off the Metal Gods' forthcoming release, Halford 4, Made of Metal, out September 28th, which is today, in the U.S. In other Halford news, they have scheduled an in-store autograph session at Best Buy in Northridge, California. Ozzy Osbourne said that alcohol, not politics, has stopped him from playing in Israel until now. Osbourne is in Israel this week as part of this year's International Ozfest tour, along with Soulfly and Korn. Today's performance will be his first ever in the Holy Land. And Metallica's James Hetfield says of the band's 30th anniversary in 2011, "We've got to do something, there's no doubt about that. There are quite a few bands that have made it 30 years, but these days, I think it's getting a little harder to survive 30 years. The fact that we made it 30 years is pretty unbelievable." Yeah, it is, but they're damn good, too. The Cold are turning to the UK for a major tour early next year, in other news that I kind of ran right into there. All right, time now for This Day in Rock and Roll History and birthdays. And as you can see, I'm having trouble getting these pages apart. There we go. All right, born on this day, Nick Nicholas of Steppenwolf is 67, and Paul Burgess of 10cc is 60. Well, what happened on this day? Well, in 1962, the Beatles performed a lunchtime show at the Cavern Club in Liverpool. That night, they performed aboard the vessel MV Royal Iris on the River Mersey, the Beatles' third and final riverboat shuffle. In 1965, the Rolling Stones played the first of two nights at the Capitol Theatre in Cardiff, Wales. In 1968, the Beatles started a 9-week run at number 1 on the U.S. singles chart with Hey Jude. The Paul McCartney song written about Lennon's son Julian gave the group their 16th U.S. number 1 and the best-selling single of 1968. Also in 1968, Bruce Springsteen and a local folk rock group, The Founders, appeared at the Off-Broad Street Coffee House in Red Bank, New Jersey. In 1971, Led Zeppelin played the first of two nights at the Festival Hall in Osaka, Japan. In 1974, Bad Company went to number 1 on the U.S. album chart with their self-titled debut album. Paul Rodgers and Simon Kirke had come out of Free, while Mick Ralphs had played guitar with Mott the Hoople, and Boz Burrell was bass player for King Crimson before the group formed in 1973. They produced 6 albums together before disbanding in 1983. In 1974, Canadian singer Andy Kim went to number 1 on the U.S. singles chart with Rock Me Gently. It made number 2 in the U.K. Kim was the co-writer of the Archies' Sugar Sugar. In 1976, A&M Records sued George Harrison for $6 million over non-delivery of a new album after he missed the deadline by 2 months. In 1980, the Police were at number 1 on the UK singles chart with Don't Stand So Close to Me, the group's third number 1, taken from their album Zenyatta Mandata, and the best-selling single of 1980. In 1982, Dexy's Midnight Runners played at St. David's Hall in Cardiff, Wales. In 1987, U2 played the first of two nights at Madison Square Garden in New York City during their Joshua Tree World Tour. And in 1991, Bryan Adams was awarded the Order of Canada and the Order of British Columbia. All right, we move on now to sports. And the Chicago Bears beat the Green Bay Packers 20-17 in Monday Night Football last night in Chicago. The Bears took advantage of a team record 18 penalties by the Packers and got the win on a 19-yard field goal by Robbie Gould with 4 seconds left. Chicago quarterback Jay Cutler completed 16 of 27 passes for 221 yards with a touchdown and an interception, while Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers threw for 316 yards and a touchdown and also scored on a 3-yard run. And George Blanda, a Hall of Fame quarterback who played longer than anyone in pro football history and had the most points in his career, died on Monday of a brief illness. He was 83. Blanda had a 26-year career until he retired before the 1976 season, just 1 month before his 49th birthday. He spent 10 seasons with the Chicago Bears, part of 1 season with the Baltimore Colts, 7 with the Houston Oilers, and his final 9 with the Oakland Raiders. Blanda held the pro scoring record when he retired with 2,002 points, and it stood until it was topped by several players in recent years. He threw for 26,920 yards, took 335 field goals. Remember, this is a quarterback. And 943 extra points, ran for 9 touchdowns, and threw for 236 more. And that is a look at sports. All right, now it's time for Celebrity Sleaze. And warning, sextuplets are bad for your marriage. RadarOnline.com reports that WETV stars Brian and Jennifer Mash of Raising Sextuplets fame are splitting up. Jennifer filed a petition for separation from her husband on September 17th, just weeks after Brian was arrested on domestic violence charges during a family fight. Khloe Kardashian and Lamar Odom celebrated their first anniversary on Monday, defying critics who doubted the couple would even make it this far, considering they dated just 1 month before tying the knot. Khloe wrote on her blog Monday morning, "I have never been happier, never been so at peace, never been so in love. I'm a better person because of Lamar." The Lakers star echoed his wife's sentiments, tweeting, "Happy anniversary to the love of my life. Thank you for everything you have given me. I love you. I can't wait for our 80th wedding anniversary." You got a long way to go for that one. Jenny McCarthy addressed her failed romance with Jim Carrey during an interview with Oprah Winfrey that aired today. When asked about the demise of their relationship, Jenny responded, "You know, the simple word I can give, and there's a few, so let me say a few. The first thing is, when it's not fun anymore, you need to start investigating and do an inquiry into the relationship." Jenny brushed aside Oprah's concerns that her identity became caught up in being a celebrity's girlfriend and told the talk show host that she doesn't think about the possibility of getting back together with Carrey. Paris Hilton has settled a lawsuit against Hallmark. The heiress sued the company in 2007 over a greeting card that used her trademark catchphrase, "That's hot," claiming her publicity rights had been violated. Although the terms are confidential, sources say Hilton walked away with a favorable package. Actress Illeana Douglas filed for a restraining order against a mentally ill woman who allegedly threatened to burn her house down. TMZ reports in court documents the Cape Fear star claims the woman was recently detained by the police for an alleged attack on her husband and now mistakenly believes the actress is the reason for her arrest. And that is Celebrity Sleaze. All right, moving on to music news. Rod Stewart has announced a brief 8-date Las Vegas run at the Coliseum at Caesars Palace beginning on November 7th and stretching through November 21st. There's been no word as to whether this will be the start of a longer Vegas run or merely a kickoff to a series of North American tour dates. Coming on October 19th is Stewart's the 5th installment of his Great American Songbook series, Fly Me to the Moon. Highlights include the title track, That Old Black Magic, September in the Rain, Beyond the Sea, What a Difference a Day Makes, I've Got You Under My Skin, I Get a Kick Out of You, and Moon River, among others. Now, although Stewart covers all facets of his career during his live shows, from his days with the Faces up to the recent hits with his Great American Songbook series, he says that he prefers singing softer tunes to anything else.
To be honest, I've always thought I sung ballads better than up-tempo stuff. I enjoy the up-tempo stuff, but my meat and veg are probably just, mid-tempo ballads. If you've got a good set of lyrics, and it just makes such a difference.
His tour dates at the Coliseum at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas are as follows: November 6th, 7th, 10th, and 14th, and November 17th, 18th, 20th, and 21st. And man, this is like a dream coming true all wrong. The Faces finally reunite, and Rod Stewart is singing standards and playing Vegas? It's so glaringly obvious that he's doing the most uncool, money-grabbing gig. And 40 years ago, providing that Mick Jagger wasn't in the room, Rod Stewart was the coolest man on earth. In 2010, Tom Jones actually has more street cred than him, and a ballsier show and recorded output. What a shame. The guy lost the plot long ago. All right, music news part 2.